Coming up next on Cordisco's Corner. So those of you that want universal health care, you're going to have the government have their nose in every single thing because of the money connection. Hi, folks. Welcome to Cordisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. From the Daily Wire. Cringing little liberal Tucker Carlson slams Brett Kavanaugh for upholding health care vax mandate. Those of you that were wondering what he's talking about is the ruling from the Supreme Court considering the vax mandate from the Biden administration to employers over 100 employees was struck down. But as a side note, at the same time, the vax mandate for healthcare workers was upheld. And Kavanaugh and Roberts used a little trick saying that since all these hospitals take Medicare or Medicaid money, which is a federal program, they have the right, which is interesting. So those of you that want universal health care, you're going to have the government have their nose in every single thing because of the money connection. Let's read on. Fox News host Tucker Carlson on Thursday evening calls Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh a cringing little liberal after Kavanaugh sided with the liberal justice to hold a health care vaccine mandate. As highlighted by the Washington Examiner, Trump appointed Kavanaugh and Chief Justice Roberts joined three liberal justices on the court to allow a vaccine mandate for medical facilities to take Medicare or Medicaid payments. Speaking about the ruling with attorney Harmeet Dillon, I like her a lot. She's cool. Boy, she doesn't fool around. I love to have her represent me if I was ever in trouble in court. Who represent the Daily Wire in the fight against the Biden administration, Carlson chimed in with no help from Brett Kavanaugh, I notice, cringing little liberal. Thank you, Tucker Carlson, for having me on tonight to discuss the predictable defeat of Biden's OSHA vaccine mandate. Huge victory for the American people, my client, the Daily Wire. Bypassing legislatures and governing by executive order isn't the American way. She's right, actually. It's overreach. Same goes for every state and every county. Mandates from the governor, county executive, mayors, without legislative approval. That's not the way it works. Though Kavanaugh sided with the liberals on a health care mandate, he joined the conservatives to successfully block a Biden administration mandate to have forced private businesses with at least 100 employees to require workers to be vaccinated against COVID-19 or submit to regular testing. I'm surprised they didn't try to tie in if you have one employee on Medicare or Medicaid, then they all, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. President Trump, not that this is political, but everything's political, so let's tell the truth here. President Trump, and more importantly, the Republican senators sided with Kavanaugh when the whole world was against him. When he was accused by somebody that obviously is having some mental issues, I wish her well, Godspeed, but it was all BS. And he didn't ask for Kavanaugh to withdraw, and neither did the Republican leadership, even though many of them probably said, let's just get rid of this guy and get somebody less controversial. They stormed the Hart Building. That was an insurrection, though. They took over every single floor and every single office in the Senate Hart Building, but somehow that was an insurrection. And through all of that, they stuck by Kavanaugh, who was in tears when he was mad talking to the Senate. And Kamala Harris, then Senator Kamala Harris, one of the biggest asses on there. They all stuck by him, and now he sits on the Supreme Court. And he does this? Come on. OSHA's COVID-19 vaccination and testing emergency temporary standard. They go on to, case is terminated, case is denied shall be terminated automatically, which was what happened. The order shall terminate upon sending down of the judgment of the court. Notably, conservatives rallied around Kavanaugh in 2018 when Christine Blasey Ford told Senator Dianne Feinstein in a letter that Kavanaugh SCX assaulted her in a house party where the pair were teenagers sometime in the early 80s. Ford could not recall key details about the alleged attack. The dubious claim was uncorroborated, and the Judiciary Committee ultimately found there was no evidence to substantiate any of the claims. Remember, believe all women? No, they're people like anybody else, and a certain percent will have some mental issues that they're struggling with, and some just outright lie, just like men have mental issues and outright lie. So not all women to be believed without evidence, without due process. Due to the committee's investigation nor the supplemental background investigation conducted by the FBI, was there any evidence to substantiate or corroborate any of the allegations, the committee said. Amazing to me. It truly is. Other conservatives voiced frustration with Kavanaugh with the vaccine. I despise Brett Kavanaugh. That's a little strong. You're acting like the Democrats did when he was being confirmed. America First Patriots and President Trump rallied fiercely to Brett Kavanaugh at his crucible moment, and he's been disappointed ever since. That I'll go along with. It was disappointing to see Chief Justice Roberts and Kavanaugh join the court's liberals to uphold a mandate that targets healthcare workers. America's business should forget these mandates faster than Joe Biden forgets his daily schedule. Little side note, my mother's 84. In the last few months, she's been out of the hospital. One of the times she was in the hospital, she was brought in an emergency room where she stayed overnight there for 3 nights. To get to the heart of the story, got talking to a nurse on the phone, and he got real chatty, and we talked about why is she there for 3 nights in the emergency room, because he says there's no rooms to put her in. I says, you mean COVID is overrunning the place? He said, oh, absolutely not. And this is a very major, large hospital in upstate New York. He says about 1/3 of our rooms are empty. I says, then why is she in one of them? Because of the vaccine mandates for healthcare workers, we had to close some rooms down because we don't have the staff to fill them all. And then they can turn around and say, we're being overrun in the rooms. And that's the little trick / scam. How did Kavanaugh and Roberts disagree with this? Baffling. It's true. It's baffling. Absolutely baffling. Now, there's the theory, and I think there's some substance to it, that these Supreme Court justices and the Chief Justice are in Washington where they live now. And they have children, they have families, spouses, significant others, whatever. And they have to live in Washington. And everywhere they go, they have to hear it. They get uninvited from dinner parties. They get uninvited from social events. They get uninvited for speaking gigs. And their kids are harassed. Their spouses are harassed because of their political views. They have to live in Washington. And that, for me, is intimidation to the judicial system, i.e. judges. Very much like threatening a judge. And they know this. And they've talked about it on the QT many times. They have to live in D.C. And so I think that maybe their judgment is a little bit turned because of that, because of the hassle. And that's what progressive Democrats do. You don't do what we want. We will make your life, your family's lives, and everybody that you associate with a living hell. And that's what third world banana republics do. Unbelievable. Kavanaugh of all people. They stuck by him through thick and thin. And there he is with a lifetime appointment. Ungrateful, ungrateful, ungrateful. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.